Good morning, junk removal journey men and women. In today's video, we have a pretty easy day from what I can tell. It's going to be a pretty good sized tool shed clean out filled with all kinds of goodies. There's a pressure washer in there that may or may not work. I saw a chainsaw. I saw lots of different yard tools like weed eaters, leaf blowers, etc. And I'm really hoping that some of that stuff will work because I'm always looking for good new tools. Should make a pretty decent amount of money. I invited my mom along to pick through some of the tools because my mom is kind of the tool junkie and like builder tinkerer of the family, and she loves looking through old vintage tools. So we're gonna see how it goes, see how much money we make, see how long it takes. And we will take you guys along for the ride. Just another day in the life of our junk removal journey. It is a very nasty, soupy day here at the landfill, so I didn't want to go up the hill today. I think I'm just going to unload some of this stuff into the dumpster here. I have some good scrap metal in the back, so that's part of the reason why I feel like I can just kind of hand unload this and do a better job. Let's see how much stuff we have in our trailer. I kind of forgot. Not too much stuff. So I want to keep this big old like commercial grill and water tank here, water heater, whatever it is, and I'll just get rid of the rest of this stuff. I think I'll hand unload. It'll keep me good and humble anyway. I highly regret doing that. Number one, because it was more stuff than I thought and it was heavier stuff than I remembered, and then also because the gnats are so terrible, they're making a nest out of my hair. So, you know, it is kind of nest shaped, I guess, but the gnats are horrible.
See, it needs to be cleaned because it's rusted. And I was thought about it. There's old screwdrivers in here. But they're old. A lot of this stuff was made in America.
Yeah. That's a rarity these days.
Yeah. That's a grinder, isn't it? Yeah. That's an old,
Oh wow.
grinder.
That needs some R&R.
But it needs cleaning.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to mess with it. You're welcome to. Anyway.
What about this leaf blower here?
No, that's mine.
That's yours?
Sorry.
Okay.
I was blowing out the grass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured that was probably something you didn't want to part with.
Yeah, that's mine. Let's see,
Is the vice here? Is
Yes.
that something that
Yes, it's
goes-
going. Yes, ma'am. I was just telling him, let's see if we can get it off.
Yeah.
These old gas cans, these things are old.
Yeah.
There's one right up there too. Those are old.
I always
There's
tell.
nothing in them.
Sure, this is aluminum wire and not copper wire. Let's see. Oh, never mind. See, this is actually something that would really be worth stripping. Here, look at what's inside this.
Heavy copper.
Really big copper in this. This is like an old school set of jumper cables, I think. And it's got, most of the stuff is like the really, like, you know, separated strands, but this is like really heavy copper. So I'm going to take the time to go through and strip this in my spare time.
Oh,
I have so much spare time. Yeah, anytime my wife wants to hang out with me, I'm like, oh, I gotta be doing something productive. Look at that.
birds that come in all the time. And I do have deer that come around. Oh yeah, we even have back there. You need some help there?
Got it. All I need is a hand truck, and it'll be real easy.
You got one? Or?
Yeah.
That's what I say. You took that one I had in the.
Yeah, I've got a hand truck.
I'm just setting this on top of mine for the moment.
Say, where the blue gooey's underneath your trailer?
I know, he did that earlier.
Some shade.
I know. Hey, as long as he's not up under there when I go.
Oh no, I'll make sure he's not there. No, he won't go very far from where I'm at. He's definitely.
That's a good thing.
My boy.
Alright guys, so we just got done with that job. Got paid $600 for a full load, plus we have a ton of scrap metal. And not literally a ton, probably well over a ton of scrap metal that we are going to take to the scrapyard just as soon as I give an estimate on a shed teardown. I'm going to show you guys the estimate, and we'll see what numbers we come away with real quick. And I know you said you wanted to be able to go ahead and take everything out of here.
Yeah, it's going to take me a little while to empty this.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, you'll definitely need some time to empty that. And then, yeah, so the hard thing about these sheds is always that they're for the most part always catty corner with fences. And so, you can't just knock it down and not worry about damaging things. You have to be careful with how you take it apart and everything.
I'm not worried about the trees. Usually when we cut down.
Yeah, the main thing I'm worried about is just the fence. So if we could get, what we typically do with sheds like this is we'll attack it kind of diagonally from like here and here and get it to collapse in this way.
Okay.
Trying to think. So how's the paneling attached? Is it with brad nails? It looks like a lot of it's with brad nails or whatnot. The occasional screw. It's always easiest when there's screws, but I think, if I recall, there's a picture that I saw where one of the pieces of, okay, here we go. Yeah, so it's nailed. Okay, so that wouldn't be quite as easy as if it was screwed, because with screws you can just come in here, take everything out, and then you can usually just kind of pull the panels off.
Okay.
So yeah, the steps would be, we'd take all the paneling off so that there's as little weight as possible, get it naked to where it was just a frame. Then we'd take out diagonally to get it to fall that way as opposed to into the fence. All right guys, we are at what does that say? 885 per 100 pounds. So should be pretty decent payout. Let's see how much we weigh here. Looks like we weigh about 15,140. So It'll at least be a little over a ton probably. All right, let's see how much we make from scrap today. The pile is insane today. I have never seen it like this before. So go ahead and take off our bungees here. We're gonna have to lift this all the way up, let some stuff fall out, and then try to put all the non-scrap metal stuff back in. So might take us a few extra minutes, but want to make sure we don't accidentally throw anything that's not supposed to go in. Heavy stuff. Okay, so now that we've dumped most of it, we lower it back down. And let's see what it looks like. Boom. All right. Lots and lots of metal here. Okay, so just a few more metal things left and then I can shove the rest in. I'm gonna do that off camera so I have both hands. All right, guys. This is what we're weighing out at. Don't know if that's gonna be quite a ton or not. I can't remember what the number was from before. Well. Still made good money on it, I bet. Cool, 151 bucks. Not too shabby. All right, I'm just gonna stop by Zaxby's real quick to get a drink. And I'm gonna show you guys when I get home all of the goodies that we found today, including, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about what kind of scrap metal stuff I keep, what stuff I sort through and where I keep it. I'm gonna show you guys where I keep all of my scrap metal, the containers and bins that I have and how I keep it separated. I will see you guys when I'm at the house. All right, guys, we are home. I'm going to show Sadie some of the cool, like, Cracker Barrel looking stuff that she really likes. Super cottagey looking stuff. So I figured she'd like some of these wash bins and buckets and stuff. And then let me show you the scrap metal I got today. All right, some more stuff for Sadie. These tomato planter guys. This is a mosquito or bug zapper we're gonna use because it's horrible here. And then we got lots and lots of wire that I cut the ends off of. I am particularly excited for, I think it's this wire, because it's not #1 wire, if I can get it to focus, but it's just got one shell, one casing, so if I strip this, I ought to be able to get a pretty darn good bit of Bear Bright, or at least Bear anyway. But it's really heavy, so should be good weight. Got a hose, got a lasso in case my son wants to be a cowboy one day. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff. Let me show you where my scrap metal stuff is stored in my garage. So this is my garage. It's kind of a mess right now because we're gonna be selling some stuff to some antique people pretty soon here. Kind of some stuff I've found in junk removal jobs in the past here. All this stuff probably made an appearance in recent videos. This stuff all needs to be either donated or trashed at this point. These are some of my different containers that I have. This is clean brass in here. This is mostly clean brass in here. I think some dirty brass in here that I'm gonna go through. Let's see. I think I have either aluminum or stainless steel in there. I can't remember which. And then in this big old trash can, I have lots and lots of wire, and there's also some copper in there, I believe. So this is basically just like a copper trash bin. So yeah, I mean, and then I just called the scrapyard today. I heard that you could take batteries to a lot of scrapyards. Apparently mine does not, so I might have to find another thing to do with these. I've also heard you can take some of these to O'Reilly's and they'll give you some money towards like in-store purchases, so might look into that. But worst case, I can just put them in the hazardous waste pile later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.